every single day at night we'd be able to open, our prayer partner would send us letters and gifts, and so every single day at night we'd be able to open those and read them, and then we could send letters back if we wanted to. Yeah, we had to try and look like that. Yeah. This is the first day where we were meeting our prayer partners. This is me, and my prayer partner was named Bob. And over here, Carol. And they have been praying for us for about 4 months before serve. So when we got there, they were excited to see us. We were all gathered in this church before church. They all came and sat with us as the sermon, as we sang stuff. We got to talk to them. And yeah, it was a really good experience meeting them and how long they prayed for us, and it was really fun. This was our first morning on Sunday. We were all there, sitting in our little groups, and that was not the pastor, but he was our speaker for the week. I forget his name at the moment, but he was a youth pastor back at home where he was from, and he really opened the doors for all of us during the whole week. He gave us challenges every day to overcome. This is our second night of worship, where we all gather in the church and we just sing songs, pray for each other. And that night we got to go to, they opened the thing where we go on one side of the room. There's where we write on our rock and we put it underneath the cross, and then we leave it there and people can take the rock and pray for you, and they don't know who it is. Another thing was where we would light a candle for somebody that has passed away or somebody that's struggling with something. And then another thing was you would draw a picture as they sing a song. The first day was on Monday, where we got to go to our small groups and we got to go to our destinations for the week. My first destination was the food bank for the food share, where we had to distribute food and put them into boxes to give to the homeless or people with not enough money to buy food. But that was only for half the day. The other half we went on the poverty walk, so this is the game before poverty walk. We got into groups and we played games, and this is our poverty walk. We walked around the town, we seen the houses where they were living at, some of the women and the men. And then after our poverty walk, we got to meet them, and we got to play a game with them. So we could play croquet, or we got to go inside and play sorry. And it was quite the time. I have to say they were champions at sorry, but they weren't until they met me. And that was our lunch hour at the poverty walk in our groups. Okay, so this was my very first day, and for my very first day, we went to the men's shelter. And right there, go back. So right there, that is my one of my group members, and his name was Michael. And in this room, we had to clean this all out. And this was only half of the room. The other half was way higher, and we cleaned that all out. And so this is us folding clothes, sorting them, and that is our group. And so in my group there was Jake, me, there was Taylor, and then there was Sarah, Michael, and then my leader. Oh, and then this is the next day we went to the men's shelter, the same one as Tiffany the day before. And what we did was we had to paint. We painted all the walls and all the rooms for the men, and it was yellow. Where it comes to this part. This part.
Tell us about this part.
This is very bad part. Okay, so like they said, they give you name tags for the week. And if you lose your name tag, they have it called the cone of shame. Where you have to wear this cone of shame and they make you do something. So I was on my pocket wall, and I lost my name tag, and I didn't even know. So we're going through worship that night, we're singing, we're having a blast, and they pull out this card. And if you lose your name tag, the whole group has to do it too with you. So it's not just you, it's your whole group. So what we had to do was the limbo. Let me tell you, it was hard with the cones. So this was my second day, and this, shelter is for youth and for family members. And what we did there was we did gardening, and we had to vacuum inside, and we had to move things around and put them back, and we had to, so right there, that is us taking a picture, and me and Sarah are going crazy. And that is Jake vacuuming. And so we had to, it took a while to pull all the weeds out, and then we had to put mulch down. So it was a very long day. The next day we went to build a shed for the women's shelter. And this shed, there was groups already building on it. So what we got to do was do the door frame, the windows, and the shed, or the top of the roof. So we got to do the shingles. And most of the guys didn't know how to use a hammer. His name is Quentin. He had troubles with a hammer. But we all worked together and we got it done. This is my leader. His name is Will. And he's Dutch. So he had a really Dutch accent. So when we first met him, he had to talk very slow for us for the whole week. But we managed. And this is my small group. This is David, Bailey, Quinton, and this is Tyler from our youth. And then this is Heather. And then on our 5th day, was the 25th, we all got a break and we all went to the lake to go for a swim. It was a fun day for us. We're working so hard during the week. We got the day off. The water was very cold. And we had games before supper. And so these are us in our squad doing some games. And so the 6th day, we went to Youth Unlimited, and it's a different program than Youth Unlimited here. And so what we had to do was we had to sweep, we had to clean, and we had to dust all the furniture, and there's a lot of dust in there. And then my group had to paint. And so we were the only group that did not get kicked out. Don's group here was painting a bathroom, and kids and stuff came in, and they got kicked out. So then we were like, so then they left. And so right here, he's telling us, explaining what we have to do. And he told us that the day before we came, there was a couple, and they got married there. No, he proposed. And then so he was explaining that, and he said that they've never had that happen, so he was quite excited, and so he was explaining that. And so that's us painting, and then the bottom one is lunch. And so all of us, both groups, had lunch together, and what we do for lunch is we bring a bag and we just make our own lunch, and then we do that each week. Each day. And then that's my group, and we had to take everything out, and then we had to put bags over the top just in case paint was splattered, because my group was really bad at painting. We'd get it everywhere. And when we were at the Youth Unlimited, there was a day camp going on, so when we're painting the bathrooms, we had to let it dry for the kids, because the kids need to use it for the day, so that's why we couldn't continue painting. So So we went to the Living Hope Church to do gardening and weeds. And yeah, that was our last night for, like, the last day for work. And then this was the last night of worship. All of us had testimonies that we said. And in this picture, Tiffany was with me at this time, but she wasn't in the picture. We said our testimony, and lots of people, everyone had different testimonies, and a lot of them were really sad or like emotional. So that night was a lot of crying for a lot of people. And that was the last night of worship, so we all got together in groups and we prayed with each other. And this is my friend Levi. Before that picture was taken, I was sitting down there beside him and we were praying for each other. Yeah, we met a lot of nice people when we were there. And the thing that really spoke to me was when we went on the poverty walk, there was this little girl, and she was 3. And she was there with her dad. And there was no mother, no father, or no mother, but there was a father. But the shape that the house was in and all the people that were there, it really put a toll on me because this girl has no friends or anything, and she wants to fit in. So let's go. And that's my group.
And my group did not get a picture because not everyone was there. So they felt that they didn't want to leave anyone out.
And this was our last day. Saying goodbye.
Emotional day for lots of people.
Yeah. And that's it.